At time of recording, I got a comment about Hecate that has sparked me to make this video, because I think it's going to be helpful to everyone that I do make this video. It is a little bit personal, but as reluctant as I may be to share this, as I've already explained on the channel, I don't share every single little thing about myself. But I feel like sharing this will be for the greater good. The comment in question said that their experience with Hecate, it was that she was basically saying, contact your mother, meaning not a divine mother, your literal mother. And this person said that they and their mother don't have a very good relationship, not on speaking terms. So why would Hecate say that? Okay, well, this is a very loaded question, very big to unpack, but let's unpack it as best as we can. All right, so let's get into it. Now, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm Sarah, that divination witch. This channel is a safe space. So that means you can ask questions, share opinions. We don't always have to agree, but we don't judge, okay? So if you want to be a part of that, hit subscribe, it's free. And if you would like to help me continue to make videos, support the channel, all of my links are in the description. I'd be grateful if you could have a look. I do lots of different readings. I've got Patreon as well, teaching on there, going through a path working, got a community, all sorts going on. So yeah, I'd be grateful if you could have a look. Thank you. So, trigger warning, if you are somebody that has a rocky relationship with your family, this may not be the video for you. But even if you do, I think it would be pertinent, important to watch it, to listen. Now, first, when it comes to Hecate, she is such an amazing goddess and very complex that she will be different things to different people. I do see her as a face of the divine feminine, a face of the creator, you could say. And yes, I do personally see her as a mother figure to me and to the world as a whole, to be honest. She has many faces, does the Great Mother, and Hecate is but one face of that energy. Now, if you think of a mother in general, a mother is supposed to be not only the bringer of life, the giver of life, but a mother is supposed to be nurturing. A mother is supposed to be kind and caring, and they are supposed to, raise their children and, give them the best start in life, teach them, that kind of thing. In nature, that is what a mother is supposed to be, but obviously not everyone has had that kind of mother. Not everyone has been that fortunate to have that for one reason or another, and not everybody who has birthed children has truly been a mother. Some people, for whatever reason, it's a big complex thing to unpack. However, there are many people that just don't live up to that, and it's sad, but it's a harsh fact. Now, Hecate often steps in and often shows us unconditional love in places where we have not experienced that, For me, as much as, and this is where it gets personal, but me and my mother, biological mother, have had a rocky relationship. We do not see eye to eye, but we are on speaking terms. There are times in life where we haven't been, but we do speak now. I do love her, yes, and I know she loves me in her own way. Let's say it like that. I am at a point in life where I, how do I say this? I can see past the trauma and all the hateful things she has done to me when I was young. for the greater good. I'm going to explain this a bit more in depth. But that goes back to the question or the comment that this person left of, well, why would Hecate get me to be speaking with my mother when we don't speak, sort of thing? Why would she be saying that? Now, Hecate will meet you where you're at, okay? She will never force you to do anything that you're not capable of doing or uncomfortable doing. She will, however, show you your shadows, show you your biggest traumas, your biggest things that hold you back. Now, this, it's personal for me to share this, and I want you to know I'm not 100% comfortable sharing this, but again, I am doing it for the greater good. I'm very personal on my channel, but I recently had to put a video out a few weeks back, it'll be at time of recording, where somebody was asking all about my family, all of this. Look, it's nobody's business, but I am a creator, and if it's going to help people, then I'll share, right? There's a few examples I can give you. I'm not comfortable sharing it because I don't like wicked people who I have rubbed up the wrong way knowing things like this about me, but I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing I'm ashamed of. It's more, to protect others. Anyways, let's get into this. So, I've already shared on the channel, Hecate made herself known to me as Hecate in 2018. At this time of my life, I was at my lowest point. Very triggering, sorry. Heads up. I've already shared this story in my how I met Hecate video for the Hecate witch tag thing. But yeah, I didn't want to be around anymore. I'd lost my grandma on my father's side. Some very hateful things were done and said to me, not from my father's side of the family, but from my mother's side. And this is one of the times me and my mother fell out big style. And her mother, I fell out with her too, my grandmother on her side. Now that grandmother is still alive, but right now, I'll be honest, she is at the end of her life. It's sad to say, and I've had a lot of things recently I've had to unpack with that, but I may explain that in a bit. So in 2018, I was not speaking with my mother for over a year, if not longer. There was times in life where it's like that. We have stopped speaking before, but I did it to protect my peace. But then, I felt so alone. So something happened. It was extenuating circumstances where my grandmother, my mother's mother, took ill. And I was being the bigger person. And so I went to see her. She was in hospital. Regardless of the fact that I wasn't speaking with my mother or that side of the family, I still went. I rose above it because both she and my mother, when I lost my other grandma, who died on my birthday as well. Mary, what you doing? Her name was Mary. What are you dying on my birthday for anyways? So, with that being the case, I rose above it, because she's a relative still, and it's complex. I still hold love for these people, even though we have not always seen eye to eye, even though as a child they've caused me a lot of trauma and abuse and things, but they've also done nice and kind things for me too. It's effed up, but that's families, isn't it, right? So on the back of that, eventually me and my mother started talking again, and that side of the family, and we've been talking again ever since. We are friendly. Yeah, she's got her life, I've got mine. We don't always see eye to eye, but we're not falling out lately. And I'm rising above a lot of things, and I think she has changed a lot too. She knows everything about me. I don't hide any of this, I'm me unapologetically. I'm a grown woman. I'm in my 30s. I'm not going to hide. She doesn't always understand, but I do feel like she is trying, and there's improvements there on both sides, me too, or all of it. And at time of recording with my grandmother, her mother, yeah, she's got dementia, very bad, and I think it could be any day now at time of recording. Now, my relationship with her, when I was little, I was basically raised by her. She was like a mother to me. It wasn't like a normal grandmother-grandchild relationship. She treated me very differently. And she could be so loving. There's a side to her that was just like so kind, caring, loving. But then there's this other side to her that was a total battle axe. And totally, she could be mean and cruel, and she was those things to me. And I won't go in depth. There's a lot to unpack. But she was very different with me to other, her other grandchildren. I was the oldest as well, and yeah, it's a thing. This is very personal. But seeing how this illness has took control of her, that when I started talking with them again was, the beginning of the end for her. And I've come to accept that it's her time. I did a lot of deep shadow work around this. This is why it's so personal. Part of me didn't want to go because I couldn't forgive her for things she'd done to me. Like, there's stuff I will not share that is really extreme that happened, okay? Really hurtful, really painful when I was a kid, and things, if family ever stumbled across it, they wouldn't even know, okay? And I don't want to air that, okay? But it was deep things, okay? I admitted it to my deities, to Hecate, that how I felt. It was deep trauma that I didn't realise I was carrying. And Hecate reassured me through it, told me basically how it's valid to feel the way I felt. Basically, I felt like, look, you're already gone to me. It felt like karma. In a way, it does feel like karma, this disease. I mean, it's a heinous, horrible disease, but it just feels like, see, she was such a proud, strong woman, even though she could be like a really nasty woman too. But to see her fall apart, it's sad. It's actually really sad, and yeah, so I've come to terms with that. But then Hecate pushed me into making amends with this, okay, because it is the end of this lady's life. And as hard as it is, as much as my inner child is hurt over her, things this woman did to me, made me feel, gave me big wounds and stuff. I don't know if she was conscious of all of that or not. She clearly had her issues, her life path. And you see, when you're spiritual and you're waking up, you're enlightening, you're going through spiritual things. For me, I've done the cliff off. For me as well, by the way, done the cliff off. It's a path working. You can revisit these things. It's a lifelong thing. It's lifelong improvements. I'm going through something called catabasis right now too, which is very personal, and I'm not in a position to share it yet. But there's many path workings I'm doing, deep traversing's of the psyche, of the soul. Doing things like this, you think, well, I've got to put things into perspective. And Hecate guides me on this. So she pushed me into making amends. Not in like, she didn't force me. She just guided me, I suppose, and I came around in my own way. And now I have been visiting her and spending time, and she's in a home right now, and the home is lovely, by the way. It's not a stereotypical old people's home kind of thing. It has like bedrooms with front doors with numbers on, okay, and she's number 33 in a purple room with foxglove and lavender on the bed sheets and owls that were like ornaments that were already there. And I'm like, oh my God, Hecate, you're looking after her. I know that mother does this, meaning Hecate, I call her mother all the time. She comforts people in their final days. She will prepare them for crossing over. She will, assist. She will make sure their spirit guides, their family, ancestors, whatever are there. And I just feel like there's overwhelming love around her right now. And I'm actually feeling more at peace with all of this. Yes, the grandmother that hurt me, yep, she's had her comeuppance, let's say, she's had her karma. But I'm not a vengeful, horrible person myself. Alright, she's had her karma, she has suffered, she has. Now, it's time for peace. And why is that? Okay, that's my story. So I've made peace with my mother and grandmother for all that both hurt me, and for all my mother's going to be many more years, hopefully, I've got to try and make peace. Why? Because when you do these practices, you're spiritual, in these ways you see the bigger picture. There's bigger pictures to this. You might not be ready to accept it. That's okay. You may never accept it. Everyone's different. I'm not here telling you guys to forgive your abusers and things like this. I made a video about forgiveness, acceptance and forgiveness. It's a little while back. That was what Hecate was teaching me. Some people, I get evil eye on these videos sometimes, you see. I know there's nasty people who watch me, and I got a few dislikes and stuff, and like affected people. Babes, it's not about you. This is about deep stuff. I'm just talking to those individuals that I know watch me who are witches and occultists out there. This is nothing to do with you. Don't think yourself so important, my love. This is my family ties, my soul ties. Now, if we think our souls, whatever belief you want to, put on that, but our souls are eternal beings, and, I believe in past lives. I don't know if I wholly believe in because there's a theory about our souls reincarnating in groups, like a soul family. I mean, potentially. But I do know there is a thing, generational trauma, and I know I am a cycle breaker in my family for that, in other ways too, okay? But this is a form of generational trauma, generational wounds. And I would just be carrying that on, that even if I didn't have children, if I reincarnate again, it would just be repeating the lesson, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. It's for your soul's greater good too. We aren't perfect. Even people who become ascended, they're not perfect. Nobody is without flaws. We can all make mistakes, because that's the beauty of being human. We make mistakes and we learn from things. I see things in ways I never used to see it. This is how I can openly say, yeah, I work with demons. I work on the left-hand path sometimes, because even that is not what you think. Being truly spiritual is also being truly open-minded for yourself, not just external beings, internal issues and things that have happened to you. Acknowledge them, process them, but we don't have to say that was okay, but we can move past it for the greater good. It's not turning the other cheek, it's not dismissing it sort of thing, it's knowing it's happened, but it's showing compassion and kindness, even in the face of people who have been abusive to you in the past, because she's a prime example. It's heartbreaking for me to say this, actually, because she's so fragile, and like a gust of wind could knock her down. She's just so fragile. But she wasn't always so fragile, You never know where life will take you. You never know the paths of people you will cross and things like this. You just never know. So always show a bit of compassion. That's what I've learned. And compassion for yourself too. That's not just to other people. That is not letting people take advantage of you and being used and things like this. That is showing up for yourself, showing yourself kindness, and doing things for yourself that a part of you, your ego, may not want to, but for the greater good, you know you need to. Because if I didn't turn the other cheek here in this regard, if I hadn't sort of made amends, and she did, pop it, peg it, pop it, I would live with that for the rest of my life. I would probably internalise it, make it into feeling guilty, feeling sad, feeling like I'm in the wrong, all of this. Well, no, I've set it aside now and moved forward. And that's the best way I can explain all of this. So when it comes to Hecate, she's such an all-powerful being. She is such just a mother for all, unconditional love. Some of the things that you have to accept about Hecate is that she cares for people that have wronged you still. Even though she doesn't condone that, she shows compassion. I've noticed this. There are people who have come after me who are really, like I've briefly mentioned there, some of them. I know they still watch. I'm not stupid. But I know she still cares about them. Doesn't mean she condones their actions. That's a bitter pill I had to swallow, that, oh shit, there's some people she actually really likes that don't like me. It's not personal, babes. I'm talking to myself there, babes. Because she sees potential in all. And ultimately, if you think about it, her job is to help lost souls. She doesn't want people to become lost souls. So even people that are dicks, well, she's showing them compassion, so hopefully one day they'll realise and grow from that and whatever they've got to personally do. So I hope this helped the person who left the comment and anyone else who may be going through something similar, because I know a lot of us that find her have got trauma, have got issues with family, things like this. You're not alone. She is there for you. She guides you in this way, and this is my experience. That's my very personal story that I'm going through right now. I didn't really want to share, but I'm doing it to help others. All right, so that's the tea. Okay, hope it helped. If you want to learn more about Hecate, check out the channel. I have a playlist over 100 videos. I've also got some other linked channels on there. I've got my readings channel, and I've also set up a community which we're slowly building on. It's not just about me. Hecate's Homilia, which is going to be an online community for people to do with Hecate, sharing their experiences, resources, all this jazz. Go have a look, and yeah, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.